Imagine this. You've been releasing music for years. And then one day you wake up and check your email and your distributor, Distrokid, the platform that you've entrusted your entire life's work to, from them that says you may no longer distribute with our platform. We will not provide any context. This decision is final. That was it. No explanation, no support, no way forward. Nothing.
Not only could we no longer distribute music through Distrokid, we still had to continue paying for it so that our songs didn't get taken down, but we could no longer collect money on streams. We also couldn't edit or do any kind of changing to the songs that existed, and we had to scramble to attain all that information before it was gone, specifically the unique song codes. What are they? ISRC.
And the money.
And the money. You can no longer get the money, like, period, which feels illegal.
Nothing. We've been using Distrokid for over 6 years, over 400 songs, 5 or 6 full-length projects, depending on what your definition of that is. We even did a challenge where we released a song a day for 365 days. We failed at about 270 days, but that is still a lot of songs. For us, Distrokid wasn't just a platform. It was our home, our workflow, where we acquired part of our budget, how we paid for things as a group, where we aggregated all the art we'd made, and how we support each other and release things. And then it just ended overnight.
The thing that brought this upon us was me trying to release my first ever album. I carry zero guilt. That's me lying a little bit.
Anyways.
This came about when we set up my album for release a week. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was like 10 days before my album was supposed to come out. We were behind. And it didn't go through.
God.
Gonna have to do
Amateurs.
Gonna have to do a lot of editing. Set up my album to release. The next day we get the message that it didn't go through because of, what was the term? Editorial issues? It didn't say what. That's my biggest gripe here.
So we panicked. I called a meeting. I said 911, no one's life is in danger. Because normally when we say 911, someone's life is in danger. And it happens. When we got the email, I went in full-blown panic mode, called an emergency meeting. I got in the Antelope Fisherman group chat. That's us. We're the world's largest rap group until someone says we're not. And in the emergency meeting, whoever got on, it was about 10 of us that night. We just tried to figure out why it happened. And the reality of it is Distrokid said they wouldn't give us any context. So as everybody was arguing and trying to figure out what we could learn from the situation, at the end, we will never, ever get any information or confirmation as to what it was. So it is all going to be speculation. It is all going to be hearsay. We will never know exactly why.
I think this is where things went wrong. To try and pinpoint what song was the issue, because it didn't tell us even what song it was. He set all the songs to release as a single.
We released a song a day for 270
No. I think
days.
Because it was maybe the same songs or the same song that initially had been rejected, but they didn't tell us what the freaking song was.
Then why did TuneCore let us put it out?
Yeah, so then that is when they were like, you know what? F*** you guys. We're done with you. We still won't tell you. Oh, the weird thing about that is when he set the songs up to release as a single, they all went through. So what was the freaking problem in the first place? We will never know.
And I had to tell everyone it's not important, that we can look back in a year and try and figure it out and learn from it as to what happened. But right now we need to do whatever we have to do to move forward. But I don't really think words can describe the feeling of your life's work over half a decade, pouring time, money, energy, creativity into a platform, and suddenly just like a rug pulled out from under us. Every song, every project, it just felt like everything was at risk. we had to switch distributors. We researched every option that there was. TuneCore, UnitedMasters, some smaller ones, CD Baby, some obscure some stuff you had to apply for. Every platform that we were recommended or saw, and that's kind of where our nightmare continued on from. TuneCore refused to release some of our songs. Words on the cover didn't match their arbitrary guidelines, which we never had issue with through Distrokid. Covers are art. They can be collages, it can be a singular word, it can be covered with words. It's a creative expression of the album. So like all of a sudden we have to alter our art that's been out for years to fit these random guidelines and parameters. And then we have tons of features that we've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on. And some are, again, half a decade old. And TuneCore wanted licensing and paperwork that we never had gotten and didn't even know we needed, which ended up becoming an entire other headache for us to deal with. On top of all that, every single song, release date, credit, name, ISRC code, which is the individual barcode thing that gets applied to every song that retains its information. We had to document all of that and put it all into Excel sheets because we didn't know how long Distrokid was going to let us have access to those things. And if we wanted to release things and retain everything, we had to have them. That alone was a huge, tedious process. Hundreds of songs, hundreds of covers, all needing to be documented, downloaded, and verified to make sure that we had everything and that everything was correct. I genuinely felt like quitting. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. I started rapping in 2005, and I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is a decent sign to walk away. But I just couldn't not win. It wasn't just me, it was the entire group's work. It was 30 people's work over 6 years. And I mean, some of those songs we made before we had a Distrokid and then released them. It's really 10 years of our lives that was just taken away from us. I couldn't walk away, but it was defeating. And every single new platform we had or tried was a new headache or a new set of issues, or they wouldn't accept us, or they wouldn't accept the types of things we did, or it would cost per song, and we had hundreds. The first day it happened, I texted Swiggle, and he supported me as best he could and really empathized with how much it sucked. And I was like, bro, I think this is going to take me days. And he responded with, bro, this is going to take you months. And he wasn't wrong. 2 months later, I'm still dealing with it. And only a fraction of our songs are spread throughout our new distributors. There's evil and BS inside of all distributors. Each one has ups and downs, hidden things, hidden rules, hidden fees, arbitrary limitations. You really do have to research and test and see what fits best for you or your band or your group and what you're trying to do. Here are some of the Fish's thoughts about it as well.
So when this Distrokid situation happened, it kind of like put me in a funk because I realized like our music is, and not for like a real reason like we did something wrong. We're not guilty of anything, so it just kind of like threw me off, and I know it threw the other Fish members off, you know what I'm saying? Because that's our work. That's our body of art. It's been a process understanding it and finding other streaming services to put our music on. Hopefully that makes sense.
No!
So it's been kind of hard to get this music out, but we just hope when it finally drops, you guys are going to love it and listen to it all day, and it's going to be amazing. Shout out Figure 8, shout out the Antelope Fisherman. We do what we do. Peace.
Not good. Terrible. Not good.
If there's anything I wish I knew before this nightmare that I can impart into other artists, it would be document everything from day one. Your release date, your ISRC code, your credit, your cover, because you never know when you're going to get that screwed over, and you don't want to depend on somebody else's database. You want to have that all to yourself immediately. Start small on new distributors. You don't want to upload 10, 15 songs all at once and then learn it's not going to work for you and have to move all of those stuff over again. I went too crazy every time we got one song through somewhere. I should have been focusing on our biggest songs and finding the platform that fit those and then adding everything around them. Be ready for insane, tedious edits. There are things you didn't know you were going to have to edit. There are things you weren't I just can't tell you how arbitrary and insane some of the things with credits has had to be in order to get the stuff out and for it to verify it is the same as the original release. Don't trust any distributor will ever protect you implicitly. And most importantly, don't quit. From everything I read, this happens to artists all the time. And there's not always a reason. There's not always even something you did wrong. It just happens. And even when it feels like things are falling apart, you can figure it out. There is a way out. Patience, frustration, blood, sweat, tears, and a way out. This has been the most stressful and defeating experience I've had solely as far as the career of our group is concerned, but it has given me some resilience, once again, some patience, the importance of planning and documenting the stuff behind the scenes that artists don't want to care about that you just genuinely should. If you're an independent artist, I urge you to take better care of your stuff, better documentation of your stuff. Like it will save you headaches in the future and in the long run. So I think we're using UnitedMasters. That's what we're starting to funnel everything through. A big relief weight off my shoulders to finally feel like we're gonna get to owning all of our music again and being able to push it. If you've ever gone through a distributor nightmare like this, let me know in the comments. Let's help each other navigate this. What are you using? What is best? Subscribe for more antelope fisherman stuff.
What's gonna happen now?
What do we do?